Hello and welcome to Chapter 13, Video 3. Don't forget to take the notes and submit them as homework when you're all done. Should be pretty short. We're almost done. All right, so we're left off with um, disk management. How do we improve um, the hard drive performance? So write the following down. Disk management to troubleshoot hard drive problems. So if you go to disk management, this is where you want to go to troubleshoot hard drive performance. All right. So if it's healthy, that means it's good. You can check to see if it's healthy, failed, if it's online, if it's an EFI system, partition, unallocated, you could do that. Um, what else? Or you could do formatting. You could set it up as basic or dynamic as well. All right, so improving the hard drive system. There are two, the magnetic drives and the solid states. So how do you improve hard drive performance? Write the following down. Let's start with the magnetic. To defragment, you want to defragment the hard drive, means is to arrange the fragments or part of the files on the hard drive so that each file is stored on the hard drive in a continuous clusters. So you'll be able to pick them up much quicker that way. All right, for solid state, number 2, write this down. Defragmenting a solid state can reduce the life of the drive, so you don't want to do that, and is not recommended, of course. Windows disables the defragmentation of solid state drives. However, data on a solid state drive still needs to be trimmed. A trimming on an SSD is to erase a block of data on the drive that is filled with unused data. Get rid of it. All right. And this is, to manage the files. You can actually see it on, where are we here? Nope, we went too far. And let me see here. Hold on a second. Actually, we did not go too far. All right. So manage files and folders. All right. So you can actually check it on page 21, 721. So how do we manage files and folders? Now, you're going to go through a whole bunch of commands. So for example, you don't have to write these down. Just make sure that these are references. File names should not include any of these characters. Okay. If you type dir, that means you want to list all the files and directories or folders. This is on the C prompt. If you type A with a star, that means any file name that starts with the letter A. The question marks means the extension could be any of the 3 letters, right? So it's going to list all the files. Doesn't matter what their extension is, as long as they start with the letter A. Files or folders, by the way. All right. You can use the help command, which is /. So if you type ipconfig space /, it's going to give you all the parameters, and it can help you understand what that command is and how to use it. All right. DIRP, that means you're going to pause the screen so it doesn't keep scrolling, and so on. So you can try these commands. Just go to the C prompt and try to type these commands. Practice them. Right? This is the old DOS commands. You can use the CD to change directories back, back and go change the path, go to a certain folder. Why would you want to use commands, you may ask? If you boot it up in the command prompt, let's say your Windows crashed and you have no access to the GUI version, and you can only have access to the command prompt, then you'll use these commands to get you around. You can use the copy, the X copy, which allow you to copy more files. Check disk helps you, fix system errors and fix lost clusters, or sometimes we call them the location units. The defrag, you can defragment your hard drive using the defrag command. You can format drives using the format command as well. This is from old DOS, prior to Windows, Windows 95, in fact. All right. PowerShell. PowerShell is designed to replace the command prompt utility for providing command line interface. Windows PowerShell processes objects called commandlets, CMDlets, right? That essentially runs pre-built programs similar to patch files. So Windows PowerShell contains thousands of commandlets so that users don't have to build their own. All right, so here's what I want you to write down. Technicians or programmers who program their own commandlets can build customized objects using existing commandlets as building blocks. PowerShell skill is becoming increasingly important for all IT technicians. That is something to remember. And you should write it down so you can always remember it. All right, so here's the command prompt for the, you can always run it if you go into, if you do Windows X, and there is Windows PowerShell, the admin. It gives you actually more control. All right, let's talk about, this is Ubuntu. Let's talk about remote desktop. All right, I want you to write this down. Remote desktop is called RDC, the remote desktop connection. Sometimes it's referred to the remote desktop. This allows the user to access Windows desktop from anywhere on the internet. People love that. There's not really much to write. If you follow this, you can set it up. This will be a good exercise on how to set up a remote desktop. It's probably a good exercise for you to do. The only other thing that we want to go over is remote assistant. All right. Here's the difference. Please write this down, because you could be on a desktop over the phone and you want to set up a remote assistant with your client so you can get in there and help them fix their machine. So remote assistant is different from remote desktop in that a user, you're writing this down, right? In that a user on the server computer can remain signed in during the remote session, retains control of the session, and can see the screen. All right? This is helpful when troubleshooting problems on a computer. Like I said, the user who needs your help will send you an invitation by email or chat to connect to his or her computer using the remote assistant. Very powerful when you are on a help desk, and if you try to communicate with the client on the other end, and you can't, you really can't see what the problem is, and he's not helping you out. So you can ask him, can I do a remote access so I can get in there and see your desktop, and I can fix it remotely, or walk you through it. All right. So that's it for this chapter. I think we covered it all. You can use a third-party remote access if you want, but you can use the Microsoft one that's available with Windows 10. All right, so this is it for this chapter. Write whatever I told you to write down, upload them, and I'll see you in chapter 14.